Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. We've already got a game going on. Those Jaguars, they're getting it handed to them right now, but we'll see. We'll see. I've got a special guest over there in Jaguar Land. You may have seen him before. It is special friend and guest of the show, Tommy Blair. He's going to be here and try some mac and cheese with us today as we take on all of your questions, comments, concerns, start sit decisions right here, right now on Bites and Insights.
You're watching Bites and Insights only on Fantasy Now Plus.
There we are.
What up?
Yes, let's do this.
Hey, Laughing Lizard Jay, I see you in the chat. Let's get some more folks from the Superflex Super Show Discord into this conversation. Let's answer some start-sit questions. Let's make some freaking mac and cheese, Pudge.
Yes, let's go. Right now, I'm making a roux. If you guys don't know what a roux is, it is fat and starch. You make it together, it cooks together, and it's delicious for mac and cheese.
While you're doing that, Laughing Lizard asks in the chat, he says, Jared Leto or Jeff Bridges. Pudge, have you seen the new Tron movie yet?
No, I have not, but I heard it's outstanding.
It is exactly what you would hope it would be, right? Like, I don't think they broke the budget on the script, but the visual effects are stunning. The sound is really good. Like the music choices that they made, I think Nine Inch Nails did the entire soundtrack, which is awesome. And I watched it in 3D.
Reznor made an appearance?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we got the dude in there. And I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but like it threads the first movie from the 80s and like that technology and those visual effects. It goes straight to the 2000s version where there's like those orange hues and those really bright blue hues. And it takes it forward into the real world. So highly recommend it. Love it. I still am on the side of the dude, though. Forever the dude. Jeff Bridges is like an all-time GOAT actor, isn't he?
And he's right here from I think he's from Michigan here. This is,
really?
the roux, guys. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it too much, but...
So how high of a heat are you putting that on?
This is medium heat right here. And we're just getting it so it doesn't stick to the pan. What we're going for is a white roux. We don't want brown. And to avoid clumps with our white sauce, you have to have hot milk, which is what I'm doing over here in this pan, which I'm about to add.
Nice.
And this is 2 cups of very hot, almost boiling milk.
So, Pudge, what's the story behind the Brian Thomas jersey? I know they're playing right now, so good on you for wearing it. But at some point, you had to buy that thing, right?
Brian Thomas led me to a championship last year.
Nice.
And I loved him. I was enthralled with him last year. He was awesome. And then I don't know what the heck happened to him this year. I don't know if it's Liam Cohen or if it's just the offense in general, but they have gone absolutely cold with him. Other than last week, he had a touchdown. But I'm a huge LSU guy. LSU and Miami are my teams. Don't ask me why. I've always loved Miami and their attitude. Ever since the Jeremy Shockey days.
Yeah.
So that in itself has been that I loved it. And then LSU is just one of my very, very good friends, Corey, is from Louisiana, from the Navy. And he just he talked about it so that I kind of fell in love with them too.
Yeah.
We watched them every single weekend because they don't play Michigan State games overseas. So that was it.
Interesting. Jeremy Shockey is somebody that was kind of in the wrong era, wasn't he? Like, I think he would be so much better in today's version of football. We
Oh,
see
man.
players that kind of look like him now, and he was really a unicorn at his time, wasn't he?
He would take hits and just keep going.
Yeah.
He is. I feel like he's very George Kittle. Those guys, they're in every play. They're going to block. They're going to catch the ball. Hard-nosed players. But yeah, I feel like Jeremy Shockey in this day and age. Oh man, he'd be a top 5 guy.
He'd probably be a top 2 or 3 guy. Yeah, I mean he was doing things, in terms of like advancing the route concepts for tight ends that really was very rare. There was Antonio Gates, who was a different archetype. Jeremy Shockey today would be, something a little bit more than George Kittle, as blasphemous as that sounds. George Kittle's like my favorite football player, so I hate saying that. But yeah, he would have been awesome. A couple of comments here. Laughing Lizard says it's the same reason why I own a Rachaad White jersey. He won a lot of money a couple of years ago. That's one of the beauty bits of fantasy football, isn't it, Pudge? Where, if you're a fan of a team that's, good or bad, I'm a fan of a bad team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. What do I have to look forward to come late October every year? I mean, pretty much nothing. We're usually out of it. Every 10 years, we might make a playoff appearance and get to a wild card game. Like, I get to fall in love with other players. I get to care about Rachaad White. You get to care about Brian Thomas, right? That's one of the things that really made me love football more completely. Like, when I was a kid, my mom was a Dallas Cowboys fan, right? And so we watched a lot of Dallas Cowboys. I didn't really get to see the other league or have the same loyalties to different players and just appreciate them as fully as I could. Fantasy football really does that, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It took me a while to get into like other teams.
Yeah.
And this is exactly how it happened. I was either overseas or in San Diego, and they had the Sunday ticket there. We would go to brunch. It would be all you can eat brunch. And they had a table, and at that table had a little tiny TV. And these little tiny TVs, you could watch any game you wanted. You just say, hey, I want to watch the Buffalo game because I have one friend from Buffalo. I want to watch the New Orleans game because I have some friends from Louisiana. And that's how I got into all these other players. And I'm like, I was in the era of LaDainian Tomlinson when he was out there. And that the ability to watch these guys and actually see other teams and get excited about these players is exactly what got me to love fantasy football originally.
Yeah. And it's not even the good players too. You can love the bad players as well. Jarrett Patterson is one of them. That's like a goat for me. Lil Jordan Humphrey, I love. One of my favorite players is Ian Book, who was absolutely horrible, but he led me to a championship because I had a defense that was playing against the Saints on championship week. And he threw something like 5 interceptions and got sacked a half dozen times, right? And so my defense got like 30 points. And I was going up against an undefeated team, right? Like someone who was going to carry it all the way home. And Ian freaking Book tilted it in my direction. So I renamed my team Ian Book Hall of Fame, right? Like he's a Hall of Fame fantasy football player for me. And God, I never really would have thought of that game twice, you know?
No. And that's what's it. It's like Brian Thomas could go down as one of the biggest busts ever, right?
Yeah.
After this year, if he just keeps on going the way he is. But to me, I've still got my championship, and I love it. I'll always have the jersey. I'll always be reminded of it. There is a couple players like that for me. One was Brandon Jacobs. I was never a big fan of his, but Brandon Jacobs, he won me a couple of playoff games, and I was like, man, I've got to like this guy now.
Yeah.
You feel obligated. All right, now I have a
Bunch of cheese I graded prior to the show.
Wow,
this
that's a lot
is
of
four
cheese, man.
cheeses. This is cheddar, mozzarella, Colby Jack, and habanero. I'll add it in slowly so it doesn't clump up.
We got a good question in the chat, Pudge. What are we doing with Jawan Jennings this week? Is this someone that you feel comfortable starting? I think he has 5 broken ribs or something like that.
Yeah,
still managed to
I'm
play.
not starting Jennings at all. I'm gonna be real honest. I haven't started Jennings in a couple weeks. I haven't really wanted to.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some guys on the waiver wire that we should be able to probably fill in, unless you're in a super deep league and all of a sudden you had Jawan Jennings just because. But I'll throw that up there. There you go, Matt. Let me know who's on your waiver. If you can add them on Sundays, give us a shout. Come back at us and let me know. But I'm sitting Jawan Jennings if I have to, if I have that option.
Let me throw a couple names out to you. So I'm looking at Fantasy Pros expert consensus rankings for week 7. Jawan Jennings is currently the wide receiver 42 on this list. It doesn't update super well on Sundays, so maybe that's gone up or down. But there's a few names nearby the 42 ranking that I think are interesting. Sterling Shepard or Jawan Jennings?
Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard. I think I agree there. How about Alec Pierce, sort of in that injury depleted wide receiver core for Indy or Jawan Jennings?
So yeah, Downs is out. Alec Pierce with Danny Dimes could be a pretty good play. I would take Alec Pierce here.
Okay. How about Chris Moore, Washington Commanders wide receiver? Again, another injury situation, elevating opportunities.
I'm going to go against Chris Moore there. I just think that Debo and Ertz are going to take most of those targets. I don't think they want to throw the ball that much either.
All right. Last one. Keyshawn Butte, New England Patriots wide receiver, sort of getting that connection with May together.
You're hitting on my LSU. I'd go Jennings there.
Okay.
Jennings there in the flex.
How about Jalen Tolbert?
Jalen Tolbert with CD back and Jake Ferguson healthy and George Pickens Renaissance year here. I would go against that. I wouldn't take Tolbert. No.
Fair enough. All right. So yeah, that's sort of a line of demarcation. I think there's a lot of options. This feels like a streaming wide receiver week. If you're up against it with buys or injury, there's a lot of both.
You wait till next week. Look at all the teams on bye. It is bye apocalypse.
You're not kidding, man. What I did this week is I got in front of that. I was trading for spot starters, for backup players. I was moving players that maybe I wasn't going to be playing this week, like Bam Knight. If I had him and he wasn't hitting my last flex spot, I'm going to be scaffolding for next week because there's a half dozen really, really good football teams that are going to be on bye in week 8. It's going to be tough to set a lineup.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's going to be tough for everyone. So, don't throw in the towel if you're like, I have to start Jalen Tolbert that week. Okay, not a big deal. Other people are starting all sorts of Jalen Tolberts too.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those weeks where if you are, if you're 4-3, it could be a week where you're back in it and you're back in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never
This
give
is the
up.
time of year.
Never ever give up.
No, and
Unless it's dynasty.
this is where you test your strategies too. It's really easy to feel good about your strategy in week 2, right? Like you're dealing with, an injury here or there, or a suspension or whatever. No bye weeks. People are generally healthy. When we get to this phase of the season, it tests the limits of the depth of your knowledge with the strategies that you're employing, and how competent your opponents are as well. Like these small moves, they make all the difference in the world, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, you'll ask anybody that does this long enough. Your draft was not won you a championship. It's how you deal with the waiver wire and how those waiver wire additions affected your your team for man, so many reasons.
Yeah.
You really have to use your fab accordingly. If you don't have fab, get that into your league abstract because that is a huge game changer. I'm not a fan of. You were the last person in the league last week, so you get the best the best pickup this week. You could have the best team in the world, and then all of a sudden have a bad week, and your team is a juggernaut.
Yep, exactly.
Because of it. So.
Yeah, Laughing Lizard says in the chat that they roll with thin wide receiver builds, so Juwan Jennings was the only option. I actually kind of like that idea of being really, really thin at wide receiver, because what it does is it creates its own level of anti-fragility. You hear that term a lot with running back heavy builds, where it's like injuries happen, and so I get stronger the more attrition that happens in the league. But you know who never gets injured is the dozen wide receivers that are available on the waiver wire. And so if you're just rolling through them and dropping people as they get injured or have bad matchups, that's almost like an injury-proof flex spot, right? You just have to be willing to get kind of gummy with the position. So I really don't mind that. But here's another start-sit question, man. Should we be starting Tet McMillan, Marvin Harrison Jr., or wait on Emeka Egbuka in a full PPR league? Do you have any thoughts?
So Egbuka is a Monday night game, correct?
Yeah,
That's tough. Unless you got somebody playing in that Monday night game that you can flex in there, that's going to be tough to hold on to. I wouldn't do that, especially with the news that he's probably not going to be playing this week. We have Mike Evans that might also be a game time decision there. I don't like waiting on that Monday night game for him. But
you know what this tells me, Pudge, is that
I do like Tet. Just because it's a war of attrition, right? There's no targets that are going to anybody else.
Yeah. What this tells me is that maybe you have a 2-for-1 consolidation move in your future. If this is your last flex spot, or you're limited, in the number of wide receivers you can start or something, maybe it's a 10-team league. If you've got Tet, Marvin, Egbuka as final starting options, your team is really good, right? And so maybe package a 2-for-1 if you can, or find a way to tier up and get rid of Marv or Tet. That said, I think in this situation with this week, I'm starting Tet McMillan of the 3.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's not a dynasty team, then I would absolutely break up the band there and upgrade. This is garlic.
Okay.
I like garlic. So
give us an update on what's going on in this pot here, this pan.
So right here, I just minced up garlic. I'm not a jarlic kind of guy. Jarlic is not in my repertoire. Next will be a roasted jalapeno. This is now a nice steamy cheese sauce.
Nice. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of
It's
looks like queso, man. That looks pretty good.
it's almost the consistency of a queso. I probably put a little too much milk in here, but once I get it, it's sticky.
Yeah.
But once I get the pasta in there with, I can always grate some more cheese as well.
You know what I like to do when I put a little too much liquid when I'm making homemade mac and cheese is I like to brown up some breadcrumbs with butter and some herbs, and then it soaks up some of that excess moisture as well.
Oh, brother.
There it is. Nice.
That
Are you
is
gonna do
what
it?
these are for.
Yes.
Yes. That's the secret ingredient today.
Cheese Its. All right.
That is the secret ingredient today. Yes.
So, that being said, let's chop up this.
Jay's asking if your mac and cheese is gluten free.
Negative, sir. It is gluten full. Not always the healthiest here at the Pudge household, but my name is Pudge, so
Pudge, how
There's
many
that.
jerseys do you have?
oh, I have about 17.
17.
Yeah, I've got a lot.
Dang. Are
I've
these
got ones that say
mostly-
my name. I've got
Okay.
college ones. I've got Frank Gore's number 3 from Miami.
Nice.
I do love me a jersey or two. And I chop these up with the seeds. I'm not worried about jalapeno seeds. They don't bug me. They don't, they're just fine.
Just got an update on my phone, man. Emeka Egbuka has a quote real chance to play unquote against the Lions. So I don't know if that influences your decision. Maybe if you're a big underdog and you're trying to chase a certain level of upside. But I think even with that new information, as valuable as that is, real chance, I think I'm still going with Ted McMillan there.
Yeah, it's just scary to me.
Yeah.
It's a very scary situation to go into a Monday night game like that
Yeah.
and possibly get no points, or you're starting Tez Johnson.
Yeah.
And who are you dropping for Tez Johnson?
Yeah. Yeah. You're essentially tying up an extra roster spot, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which in Dynasty I
This is
could get.
my-
Al dente pasta.
Nice. Are those elbows?
Oh, absolutely.
Jay says it's been doo-doo Vol. It really has. This is, I mean, I was in our Discord on the Superflex Super Show, and I was telling folks, like, I don't even know if I'm going to watch the rest of this game. I know what direction this is going. Like, why do
It's
this
tough.
to yourself on a Sunday morning?
Oh, we got a little spillage. It's okay. This is home cooking.
Hey, have you gotten an update from Justin on his world travels?
He actually sent me a message this morning, and then he dodged me. So I'm sure things are going pretty well over there.
Nice.
I mean, he is in one of the most beautiful areas in the world. He did say he was going to Naples. Naples is kind of like the armpit of Italy. I didn't like it.
Wow.
I was not a Naples fan when I was
Yeah.
on Naples, the naval base. I was there for a very short time, though. I didn't get all of the pleasures of the Navy base there.
Jay with a good comment here that Travis Hunter is turning it on. I think he's got 4 grabs for 30 yards, getting more and more involved. He's somebody who's been playing an increasing number of snaps on offense. I think he was over 80% last week. The narrative was that he's going to be getting more first read targets, which I don't necessarily love or care about, as odd as that sounds. I'd rather he stop being manufactured touch guy and start being integrated into the offense as a natural component, right? Win
I feel like
against cornerbacks, you know?
If he's on the field and you know that he's going to be getting the ball,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it cripples the offense.
Yep.
It's all, I mean,
It hurts him too, because I think it heightens stress and anxiety on his role on both sides of the field. And it probably limits his ability to grow against NFL corners, right? If you know you're getting the ball, that's a lot more of a tense moment. If you're part of an offense and you're supposed to build this rapport, through the scheme, I think that's a much more natural and sustainable way to become a good wide receiver. It's there are plenty of things wrong with Kadarius Toney, but it's one of the factors that I really disliked is he was manufactured touch guy, and it hampered him, among a lot of other things.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about his work ethic. I don't know. Kadarius Toney was I feel like he was always hurt. He was that guy that everybody loved, but just never could stay on the field.
Yeah. All right, let's choose 2 out of these 3, okay? We've got Juwan Jennings, David Montgomery, or Kendrick Bourne. Let's just assume a full PPR. Juwan Jennings, David Montgomery, Kendrick Bourne. Who you got? 2 out of the 3.
I'm going to take Kendrick Bourne, and let me take off this other one. Sorry here, JR. I don't want Monty this week with the Tampa Bay defense. You can't run on them. They showed that they could shut down Saquon. These are going to be tough days for Monty and Jahmyr Gibbs on Monday night. But Juwan Jennings, man, that's tough. I guess Bourne and Monty, but just because I do not want 2 wide receivers on the same team, I'd rather cash my chips on playing Monty and Bourne with the fact that Jennings might actually be taken out of the game on the first hit.
That's where I'm at from a risk perspective is there's a strike against Juwan Jennings already, isn't there, Pudge, where, you get one rib shot that would be a normal hit, and all of a sudden that flak jacket rides up a little bit and you're done for the day, right? You get pulled by the doctors. So from a safety perspective, from a floor perspective, even if it's going to be ugly for David Montgomery, I'll throw him in. And Kendrick Bourne, kind of somebody that you have to start. You don't have to start anybody, but he's someone that it's really tough to take him out of your lineup right now, isn't he?
Yeah. The re-injury factor is like the biggest thing for me right there. But David Montgomery is a mainstay in that offense. Yeah. Even with Jahmyr Gibbs, and he gets a quiet amount of balls. I think he's got 50 receptions in almost every season with the Lions. So it's not just Gibbs getting the ball out in space. They do give it to Montgomery in space as well.
Yeah.
And that really helps his base, his floor. All I'm doing right now is just crushing up these little guys right here.
Nice.
I'm going to throw this on here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to take another Juwan Jennings versus somebody start-sit question. Juwan Jennings versus Evan Ingram in a 0.75 tight end premium. Evan Ingram, who are they playing this week? They're playing the New York Giants, and I don't see Evan Ingram as much of a chip and get out into the flat type tight end. He's a wide receiver. He's a really big wide receiver. And he's come on a little bit the last couple of weeks. And so in a 0.75 tight end premium, I feel pretty secure in the decision of Evan Ingram over Jawan Jennings. I think Evan Ingram might actually be a decent play this week in non-tight end premium formats. What do you think about Ingram in week 7 there, Pudge?
Evan Ingram and I, we have a love affair. It's a hate love. So I do like the fact that he has been serviceable last couple of weeks. He's coming around to the offense, which is good. Bo Nix needs him. Somebody besides Cortland Sutton needs to handle the ball as well. With J.K. Dobbins and all those guys, it's just really tough to not rely on anybody else besides Cortland Sutton as the trusted guy right there.
Yeah.
But with the growing rapport between Ingram and Bo Nix, that could be something you could cash in on, definitely. And this week, especially in 0.75 premium, he is. We've talked about this on our other show. It's Josh Kimmel and I. We do a show every Friday, and we've talked about the big tight ends, the move tight ends, the Kyle Pitts. All these guys are big slots. They're just big slot wide receivers. So if you look at T. Higgins is a tight end. I know they classify him as a wide receiver, but if you look at his routes and what he does as a wide receiver, he's no more than Kyle Pitts or players like that. You're going to say Theo Johnson is that type of guy. Jatavian Sanders. We've got other tight ends that are exactly like that. They're not Tyler Warren. They're not Brock Bowers. They're not George Kittles. These guys are out there to be bigger than the safeties and linebackers that are going to be covering them. And that's where they make their money. Good morning, Charlene. I did wear your Shockey jersey last time. It didn't go over too well. I don't think that Justin liked it too much. But I did wear it. So this is going in for a very short time.
And why does it go into the oven?
What's that?
Why does it go into the oven?
To crisp up all that stuff on top.
Yeah.
It's going to make all of that ooey gooey goodness. It's going to take out some of that moisture. And when you plunge your spatula in there and you pull it out, it should be nice and cheesy and ooey gooey.
Yeah, it changes the texture in like an awesome way. You really need that last step. Otherwise, everything kind of tastes the same, doesn't it?
I like that crunch, that when you bite into it, it's pretty good. It's good stuff. We are making mac and cheese. It's 4 cheese mac and cheese. So pretty good. Oh, Heath Miller. Absolutely. I remember Heath Miller. Oof. Loved him. Long time Steeler. Boop-a-doo. Let's see. We got Jawan Jennings, Trey Tucker, Tez Johnson, Mims, Troy Franklin. Oh. Well, if you have a lot of people on the same team here,
you need to cut some of these guys and get some backup running backs. They're laughing loser.
So Matt, and I don't like to, like I said, I don't want to wait till the last minute. This might be a Tez Johnson right here if both Egbuka and Evans can't go. But that being said, I don't want to wait till Monday. Trey Tucker is.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
It feels, it's not going to feel good. You're not going to like it, and probably till the late third and fourth quarter when he's making his presence known. But I think Trey Tucker here is your guy that you're going to love here. Maybe not, but
I don't know if you can love any of those players, you know?
it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's Trey Tucker for me. Jawan Jennings as the second option, in my opinion. But it's tough making those choices every week. I like having one or two, not four, you know?
Trade some of those guys, cut some of those guys, do something with some of those guys, but you need some other players. Maybe those are guys on his waiver wire that are readily available.
Yeah.
But that's a conundrum.
Big grab by Diami Brown. Sorry, I'm watching the game on my phone.
Are you talking about the same Diami Brown that was drafted ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Oh, he's down. He's down. He used up all his superpowers.
Oh, on the one grab. That's nice.
I appreciate it, man. That's the way to go out, you know?
Hey, if you're gonna go, hey, did he fumble?
He didn't fumble.
That's
it's probably a 40-yard play. They were backed up in their own end zone. Let's see. Oh, I think it might have been his shoulder. It looked like his elbow jammed right up into his shoulder. Oof. Oh, no, it's his knee. How about that? What do I know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was it non-contact?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah. Jay with a great point on Tucker. Jakobi Meyers is inactive. Probably a trade candidate, a real-life NFL trade candidate, right? Jakobi Meyers.
Gotta be right. I mean, he requested a trade. He's not getting paid.
Yeah.
14. Start 14. Oh, yes.
Woof.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, you're starting. I mean, those are great options then. I apologize.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yeah. Love it. Those are mighty good options there. Maybe even Marvin Mims there. If everybody's really struggling, Marvin Mims, he's due, right? I know we talked about Ingram. Troy Franklin was kind of the slow and steady wins the race so far, but I haven't seen any Mims games like he did the tail end of last year. So
I don't know, man. I've been starting him. I've been streaming him in a experts league that I'm in. It's a dynasty abandoned team that I picked up. And I've got some really good receivers. And then I've got Marvin Mims. And if you pick the weeks right, like it's kind of nice upside. You know, he's the kind of guy that can do, you know, the meme that goes around, the Randy Moss, where he's got like 3 receptions for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, yeah, he does that like twice a year, you know, and if you catch it just right, it's beautiful.
It's nice. Yeah. It's winning the lottery.
Sure.
If you can choose those weeks, but just start them every week. Yeah, you know, that's bad. That's bad advice, but just do it every week. And then when you do get it that week, boomsies. You know, you could say you're the smartest person in the world.
In a 14 by 14, I mean, that's the level of player that you're really targeting there, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, with Brock Bowers, what's going on over there? You know, Myers inactive. And maybe he's inactive because they actually are in trade talks and they don't want to get him hurt. You know what I mean? That's a very big possibility. Trey Tucker is my guy still.
I wonder if Christian Kirk is the same situation where he's not playing this week, right? And he can both be dinged up a little bit and they could be keeping him healthy enough to trade, to pass a physical.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And that's going to happen a lot this week. I think that there's going to be a couple players that we just don't see. There may be a couple of running backs that get extra go prior to the trade deadline, but a lot of your skill positions are not going to be, if they are in serious trade talks with another team, they're not going to be used this week. So be leery of that.
One of my good friends, Zach Reed, says running back is an elevator, not an escalator, right? So opportunities grow exponentially when you ascend to a starting or backup role compared to wide receivers, where it's a little bit slower. You still have to earn the targets, etc. And so if you're trying to sharpshoot the trade deadline, I recommend doing it mostly at running back. Go get Isaiah Davis, right, behind Brees Hall in case he gets traded, because the opportunities could explode there. And it's a player who's good enough to fill some sort of concrete role with the New York Jets, you know?
And he was already filling the passing down role
He's good.
early on in the year. So
Yeah.
he's a good player.
Yeah, he's good enough. and that's good enough at running back. How's it smelling over there?
Oh yeah, baby. Whew.
Wait, did you just get done with that?
Yeah.
As soon as you pull it out of the oven, you get folks joining. I noticed that there, Pudge.
Always, always.
Wait a minute, what are you doing?
So
This is what we look like at the
Wow.
end.
That's beautiful.
and hey, get out of here, you crazy.
What's up, buddy?
That
You
is
gonna cheese it?
that's Mr. Damien. He is
He's my youngest.
Damien, get over here for a second. Damien, come here for a
would you like
second.
some of this?
Let's go.
Come here, Damien. Tommy wants to talk to you. Right here. Here. Here you go.
Damien, how's it going, man?
You ready?
Okay.
You can talk to him.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Are you excited for some mac and cheese?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite food?
Mm,
You already know what it is.
mac and cheese
Oh, it's
Pi-
the best.
and-
Isn't it?
and pizza.
Oh, I love
This
pizza.
is what we look like.
Awesome. Do you watch football with your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Do you have a favorite team yet?
Yeah. The Lions.
The Lions. All right. Who's your favorite player on the Lions?
Is Mike Boyne on the Lions? I can't.
Is who?
Mike Boyne.
No, he's not on the Lions.
No, he's not a Lion, but there's a lot of good players. They've got good like people who catch the football, like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Do you know him?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Who's your jersey have? Aiden Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, there you go. Good.
What do we think?
Okay.
Nice.
Good.
He gives the seal of approval.
Cheers. That's good.
Sorry about
Want some more?
Lawrence. Honey. Lizard, I am so used to this, to Lucy pulling the football as soon as the Jaguars think they're any good. So this is nothing new, but I appreciate it because it doesn't hurt any less every single year. You just get used to it, you know? And that's probably honestly 10 franchises in the NFL are teams that just, unless everything goes their way, injury luck, they, draft Peyton Manning, like something like that, it's just never going to work out for that team, right? It's an infrastructure problem, but it doesn't mean you like them any less. You just keep showing up.
Girl's house, and I could tell that.
Not yet.
Aw.
Not yet.
I want them to join me, but they don't have. The
I know. Oh,
computer.
hey. Once that's done, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Love you.
Okay.
Daddy duties.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like. I don't really
Nice.
see it too much. It's actually really, really good. Got the seal of approval from Little Man,
That's awesome, man.
which surprisingly enough, they do like hot food. They are half Mexican. So they do like a little bit of the heat south of the border
Nice.
type of meals that I cook. And it's nice because I don't have to temper the food as much.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship one time, and yeah, I know, crazy, right? Um, and their daughter just hated spicy food, so everything I tasted or ate was bland, and it was not good.
Yeah.
But I do love the fact that my kids are they like spicy stuff. It's nice.
We're going for dim sum after this. Have you ever heard of dim sum, Pudge?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, we've got a spot a couple miles down the road, and they've got the carts, right? The classic way is to do it in the carts. So for the folks who don't know, it's like Chinese brunch essentially, and it's a bunch of different dumplings and stuff that typically Americans don't eat for breakfast or eat in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they wheel these carts around, and you just point or you ask for these little almost like tapas style dumpling plates, and you get a dozen of them and you share them amongst everybody. It's just like the best version of brunch in my opinion. That's where we're going after this before the games kick off.
So you got I know Charlene's in here. Oh, they can't hit up black pepper. I have some friends that's exactly how they are.
Yeah.
But we have a Korean barbecue, and it is semi like that. It is awesome. That what they do is they go around with all these meats.
Yeah.
And that's all. It's just that's what it is. And they'll cut it off for you, and oh man, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, Argentinian Steakhouse is another one that's amazing. They have just like a skewer full of meat with these giant knives, and these guys will just like shave off pieces of meat, and it's like, it's very expensive, but you usually eat like 2 pounds of steak. It's amazing.
You're sweating. You may or may not have a heart attack after.
It's so worth it though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, while you power through that, I think we did have Steven with a question in the chat. If you don't mind pulling that up, I can read it for you since you got a mouthful. So happy Sunday. Looking for thoughts on my second flex spot in a full PPR league. Rico Dowdle, Ken Walker, Jordan Addison. I'm assuming DJ Moore or Romeo Dubs. So a lot of options here, man, especially in a full PPR. It's tough to bet against Rico Dowdle. Walker has a ton of upside. Addison looks pretty good on the way back. Not sure what's going on with DJ Moore and his groin injury. Romeo Dubs, an option, but probably a lesser option compared to some of these guys. Who are you going with, Pudge?
So listening to Coach speak, and he said, we'll see about Dowdle going into the game now that Chuba's back, does lead me to temper my expectations. We talked about this on Friday, and I really like Jordan Addison.
He looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that whole offense looks a lot better now that everybody's the gang is back together, right? I realized that I don't think JJ McCarthy is actually starting this week, so that may be a bonus. I know it sounds kind of crummy, but he's had a poor start to the year. Then he had the injury, so it may have stunted his growth a little bit as far as that's concerned. But I like Addison here. I like starting wide receivers in my flex position. That's one of my strategies I usually take. And Dowdle, he's probably going to go off for 150 yards and a touchdown. But I'm listening to the coaches, and the coaches say that we'll see. We'll see is not a very strong indication that we're going to have much Rico Dowdle on the field compared to Chuba, who had 1,200 yards and I believe 10 touchdowns last year. So
yeah,
he's no slouch.
I'm going to go the other way, I think. Sorry to create a split vote here, but I think Rico Dowdle is the right play because I think he's a better pass protector and pass catcher than Chuba Hubbard. I really like the run scheme. I think that there is a role for Rico Dowdle. And we've all, heard ad nauseum that a reception is worth like 2.5 to 3 times more than a carry. And so if he can consolidate, if Dowdle can consolidate the passing downs work, I think that that's going to be a really solid floor. And I think the upside is still there, right? Like, who knows if Chuba Hubbard is fully back? He may get phased
That's
into
true.
the offense this week. But Addison's a great play too. I don't think you have bad options here. I think you have a lot of good options. We didn't even bring up Kenneth Walker, who's another great play, an upside play, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about bringing people back from injury and suspension and whatnot. What say you about Rashee Rice?
I say he is an auto start pretty much the rest of the way. I don't have a lot of concern about his week one usage. Like, I think he's going to be good to go. Juju Smith-Schuster has been filling a role that Rashee Rice can do so much better. Travis Kelce has been supplementing that role. I am not as concerned about Travis Kelce as some people seem to be. It seems to be a tenor of sell Travis Kelce because Rashee Rice is back. I think these two can coexist in this offense because what we've seen is the lid blown off these cover two shell defenses with the speed that's on the field right now for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think having two good underneath options is actually a really good concept for the scheme right now. And so I am hopeful, optimistic with Travis Kelce, and I am all in on Rashee Rice. One of my biggest regrets is that I didn't buy a couple weeks ago. How about you?
I do think that they're going to ease him in. I don't think they want the soft tissue injuries a la Terry McLaurin, things of that nature. I see him being probably 50% of the snaps this week. Next week, 75, up to 100 moving forward. This week, I'm tempering my expectations.
Yeah, that's fair.
But absolutely, Rashee Rice is a home run hit. Before the injury last year, albeit in a small sample size, he was wide receiver 2. The guy is everything that I think he is as far as a wide receiver and Patrick Mahomes' go-to guy.
Yeah, he's like a 30% first read guy. He's plus 2 yards per route run guy. And so even at 50% snap share in the first week, let's say he goes 50 to 70 to 80% snap share over the next 3 weeks, that's still enough to be a startable player, right? Like he is still, at 50% route participation. If he gets his 30% first read share, he's still going to get 5 or 6 targets. And that's enough to be a startable wide receiver, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not starting him as my wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. That's going to be like a Devontae Adams, something like that.
Yeah.
This week, but I would absolutely flex him in. I don't think you have better options at the flex position than Rashee Rice this week.
How about,
and if you start 3 wide receivers, he'd be my 3rd wide receiver.
How about for a final flex, like Kamani Vidal, someone with really strong opportunity versus Rashee Rice? So sort of a surging short-term profile versus one that you're anticipating grows into the role a little bit as the season progresses.
I'm still taking Rice over there.
Okay.
I really love the talent. Like I said, he showcased it last year. And I think Patrick Mahomes has been chomping at the bit to get him involved early and often. He may be one of those manufactured touch kind of guys this week. If he's on the field, he's going to get the ball type deal. And that may be good for him this week. But moving forward, I think he's the guy. He could be a league winner if you could hold on, if you held on and you had him in your IR or you had to keep him on your bench because he was suspended.
Yeah.
Then absolutely he could be a league winner this year for you.
The big concern
you could be buying his jersey instead of Brian Thomas Jr. There
you go. What happens if the Chiefs stomp the Raiders in the first half, right? And he is a 50% guy. And so Rashee Rice gets 2 targets on, the scripted plays, the first drive, and 1 or 2 more. And then they're up 21-0 at halftime. Like that's possible, right? And then Rashi Rice sits down and puts on the baseball hat, and he's laughing it up with his teammates on the bench the rest of the way.
It is, but that's possible every single week.
That's
right.
True.
It really, I mean, and it really is. Like, I think the only team that likes to beat on players like that is probably Baltimore and the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they just like to keep their starters in the game.
Yep.
And I don't like it, but that's how they play football. They're winning, so I can't argue it.
Yeah.
Not Baltimore, but the Lions. But
You touched
mostly
on Baltimore, though. They might be the skill guys. Might be some of the bigger buys coming to the midpoint in the season right now because they're not playing this week, right? And so they're a little bit out of sight, out of mind. Lamar Jackson is coming back. And so if you want to buy a dip on someone like Zay Flowers or DeAndre Hopkins, if you're in a 14-by-14 type situation, DeAndre Hopkins has over 2 yards per route run. He's got all like the underlying metrics. He just doesn't play very much, right? And so if you're in a really deep format, he's somebody you could go after. But Zay Flowers, man, like really came out of the gate hot, sort of simmered back down to his normal talent level. But with Lamar Jackson coming back, I've seen a value dip in someone like Zay Flowers. He might be someone that you could get and sort of carry you into this next portion of like buy hell that we're into, right? Like he's a great gate play, isn't he?
Absolutely. You bring up a good point. Is out of sight, out of mind. And I still have hope for Mark Andrews this year. I do. Yeah. I am that guy. I'm holding on. I know he got a bad rap in the Super Bowl, or not the Super Bowl, the championship game, dropping that pass, but he was out there every single play. He was the last man standing, and he was absolutely exhausted. He's got too big of an ego and bravado to be taken out of a game. He's going to be the guy that says, I'm not Anthony Richardson. I am going to play the rest of the game. Albeit, he was a little tired, but yeah. And as far, Matt, I absolutely would not feel good about him going off on my bench. So it would hurt me. It'd be one of those times where you just want to hang up the rest of the week. Just put your phone away. You don't look at your scores the rest of the week, and you go on to waiver wire Tuesday, and you're just scouring the waiver wire after you've looked at your wins and losses Tuesday morning.
It's almost a warning shot to your league mates, though. Like, my team is so good that I don't even need the upside of Rashi Rice. I'm going to put him on my bench because I can beat you idiots without him,
Oh, the hubris. I love it.
Yeah, well, that's fantasy football, whether it's the league.
I will dominate you. I will crush you without him.
Yeah, all I need is Kendrick Bourne for you idiots.
Yes, I love it. Oh man, which he had Mac Jones over there in Patriot land.
Kingmaker.
They had a good rapport. So I don't. Yeah. Oh man, stuff. Yeah. This is the Anthony Richardson anti show. So as long as Justin's gone, so
any week we can dunk on the Colts, we will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, speaking of, I hope you did Justin proud. I that mac and cheese looked awesome, man. I think you held up the cooking end of the show exquisitely.
I tried. But what is it? It's 12 o'clock now. If you guys got any more questions, we'll answer one or two more. But I think I've got to go check my lineups. How about you?
Yeah, I use an auto lineup thing, but I run my wide receivers so thin that it's like, oh shit, this guy's out. Excuse me. Oh shoot, this guy's out. And so now I have to go pick up a streamer.
It's okay. Okay. Oh man. But yeah, it's tough with the Josh Downs this year,
Ugh,
the up and down, and then now he's out this week.
yeah. Yeah.
If
that's a
you
tough
have
one.
anybody playing the Dallas secondary with Trayvon Diggs on the concussion protocol after his incident at his house, I don't know what happened there, but I don't know if you knew this or not, but he is now out and in concussion protocol. That whole defense is in shambles other than their defensive line right now. And anybody that you have playing the Dallas secondary, just wheels up for them.
Yeah.
Throw them in your lineup.
Can't get any worse than what it's been the last few weeks. And we love it. Fantasy Gold for Cowboys offensive players. CeeDee Lamb, welcome back. Hope you can score 3 touchdowns, buddy.
Oh, yes. He's back. I actually I had an article earlier this year that he wasn't going to be a top 10 wide receiver. As far as, I didn't expect him to miss a quarter of the season, but it was actually in my favor until recently. I don't know. I'm pretty scared with the rest of the year. Dak and that offense looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, especially from a points per game perspective. But I mean, you were right in the top 10 wide receivers looked really, really flat coming into the season. There were a lot of really strong options. And so it's very much a pick your flavor type situation. And I think it's sort of bearing out right now where JSN of all people is probably the best option moving forward until we have clarity on Puka's situation, huh?
Yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown and JSN are your mainstays right now. Puka's kind of always hurt. He always gets hurt in a year. He misses 2 or 3 games. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Neighbors going out was it was tough for a lot of people. He was living up to the hype with the carousel of quarterbacks that is the New York Giants. Chase, until recently, he's only had this is his third 100-yard game this past week, and he blew up. But man, it's been tough sledding for Brian Thomas Jr., for Neighbors going out, a couple of these other guys. It's every year it happens, and it blindsides us when it does, and it shouldn't.
Yeah. It's what you do after that makes you a great or a mediocre fantasy manager, This stuff happens.
Yeah,
you just got to deal with it. Yeah.
I pivoted to Theo Johnson, and it's been okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
But hey, I really appreciate y'all having me back on. It was a blast to catch up with you. I appreciated you wearing the teal today, regardless of how badly they're getting beat down.
I had to. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. For everybody out there, you can catch us on Finn's Talk Sports Network, FantasyNowPlus.com. Where can we reach you at, Tommy?
Just on Blue Sky right now at FF Tommy B. We've also got a Discord that has a ton of different channels, a bunch of really smart people. It should be pinned to my profile. Hope to have you join the conversation. But yeah, thanks again, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And thank you, everyone. Have a good Sunday, and hopefully our advice was good. So, see ya.
Peace.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.